Now this last one I am super excited about. It may not be the biggest whale for a lot of you, but it is for me, and that is... Hey Mad Dogs, thanks for checking out this video. This is going to be my April haul. This is the first video on the channel and thank you for tuning in. Now before I do get into the haul, I do just want to throw out a disclaimer that in the UK we are currently on lockdown. I'm working from home at the moment, so on the internet quite a bit. So if this seems like a larger haul than it might be in the upcoming months, it's because I've been naughty and I shouldn't have been spending as much as I did. I'm going to start with my trade paperbacks, and I got 2 volumes of The Walking Dead. Specifically I got volumes 26 and volumes 32. The Walking Dead was my favourite comic series just before the TV show came out, and I started to hate it, and I kind of dropped off buying the books, so I've got all the way up to volume 25. I got a really good deal on volume 32, so I'm planning on completing the rest of that series. Next up I got volumes 1 and volumes 4 of the paperbacks, sort of converted deluxe editions of DMZ. Now this is a great series by Brian Wood. I've read this before and I did really enjoy it. I remember reading it when I was like 18 and I was on a train down to London, and I think I blasted out about 20 or so issues in one sitting. It's kind of relevant now because it's basically that New York is a DMZ, so it's a demilitarized zone, so it's all closed off, and then there's a load of like warring factions that go into it. Now unfortunately volume 1 is out of print. I got it from a UK site called thecomicbookshop.co.uk. I think it's the website for the shop Amazing Fantasy for anybody who's in the UK who might know it, but they are quite good for keeping an accurate stock of what they got, and I did notice that they had one of these, so I decided to pick it up. I just preferred the look of these on the shelf much more than that recent compendium that came out. But it's a great series that I'm looking forward to having completely on my shelf, and if the compendium is the only way that you can get it, I would definitely recommend checking that out. Speaking of Brian Wood, I did manage to get lucky and find the Mammoth Northlanders volume 1. These came out a few years ago, and volumes 2 and 3 are quite readily in print. Although knowing my luck now that I've shown that I've got this one, it'll probably go out of print quite quickly. I read the first arc of this digitally and I knew it was something I was going to like, and I decided to pick up. It's all about Vikings and Viking wars. They did collect it into 3 massive paperbacks, so if you can get your hands on this, I'd massively recommend it. It is a series that I'm really enjoying and looking forward to completing. Next up I got 2 more of these Marvel complete collections. The first one being Blade by Mark Guggenheim, I believe. I loved the films growing up. It's probably in my top 10 favourite superhero films, and it's probably going to be for nostalgia more than anything. So it's going to be interesting to giving this a read, to seeing what exactly they do with Blade in a comic. Although I do kind of like that they very clearly got Wolverine on the cover just to hopefully get some sellers just based on that. And yeah, it worked. Well done. And finally I got the complete collection of Loki, Agent of Asgard, and I just really wanted to pick it up. I found a great price on eBay, so I had to kind of snatch it whilst I could. It's readily available at the moment, but I heard that when this first came out as trade paperbacks, it did go out of print quite quickly. So if it's something that you're interested in, and I might try and get a review out of this if you're interested in it, I'd recommend picking it up. It's really thick trade paperback, so you do get your value for your money with this one. Next up I did get the Crisis on Infinite Earths 35th Anniversary Deluxe hardcover. I used to have the Absolute edition of Crisis on Infinite Earths, but when the Amazon Germany sale happened, I did get the omnibus of Final Crisis. I'm planning on picking up the Infinite Crisis omnibus when it comes out and gets printed for the 3rd time, and I just thought it'd be good to have the Crisis trilogy, although I do kind of want Identity Crisis in this format. I just wanted to get this in deluxe hardcovers, so I sold my Absolute edition, so it's about time I treated myself to this one. Now I've recently joined an omnibus sellers and traders group within the EU and the UK, so I did manage to find some great deals this month from doing that, particularly from people in Poland. Like if I've got anybody from Poland that happens to be watching this, you are great at shipping, you are great at packaging, and just offering great deals and great customer services. I cannot fault anybody that I brought from Poland. This one, The Art of Conan, is a book that I just happened to pick up because the guy asked if I wanted it, and yeah, I kind of really did. I'm a massive Conan fan. I've got all the omnibuses so far. I've got the original stories, and I love Arnold Schwarzenegger's films. I watched them growing up. This is a really nice book. I'm quite a fan of art books, so you might see a few of them cropping up in future videos. But this is a great book. I got it for a great price, and it is really pretty, so if you're a fan of Conan, definitely get this one. 2 more sort of thin hardcovers that entered the dog pound are these 2 books that I happened to chance on when I saw the Uncanny Omar's haul from a few months ago. He was flicking through them, he said they look like Studio Ghibli films, and they do. I got these in particular for my girlfriend, but these are really nice looking books, and my girlfriend loved the first one so much that I did just have to get her the second and the third one. Sort of if you're into more soft Japanese animation, and it's also like a space adventure story, she really really like these, I trust her, so there are your 2 more that have entered the collection this month. Now we're getting into some of the big boys. I rekindled my love with all things Rick Remender, so I did have to pick up a few of these books that I missed out on. So firstly, I got Deadly Class Volume 1, the Deluxe hardcover edition. It's recently gone quite hard to find. I did find a good deal from that Polish guy that I talked to you about in that group, so if you can get your hands on it and you're interested in it, I'd recommend doing so. I only know what I've been told about this. I didn't watch the show that recently came out, but I'm very excited to read this one. I'm a big fan of Rick Remender, which makes sense because I also brought Volume 2 of this. I didn't want Volume 2 to go out of print now that I brought Volume 1, so I jumped on both of them. I got the second volume from Books Etc, but unfortunately it is out of stock on there. So if you're fancying these and you want to pick them up, I'd recommend doing so quickly. And keeping with the Rick Remender theme, I did get the deluxe edition of Tokyo Ghost. I just love how all these books are the exact same size, even though they aren't like a standard oversized hardcover. I brought this from another Polish guy in that same group, and I was surprised that it was actually the variant cover. This isn't the standard cover that you get, and I will put the normal cover up here. I'm probably going to read this quite quickly, probably even more so than Deadly Class. Now, the first Marvel Omnibus on the list, I got Doctor Strange Sorcerer Supreme Volume 2. I've had Volume 1 since that great Amazon Germany sale that a few of you might be aware of, but I've wanted to get Volume 2, and I've wanted to read the mystical side of the Marvel Universe for quite a while, and I just love 90s art. I know I'm probably in the minority there, but the cover of this I absolutely love, so I had to pick this one up and finish out my collection. As well, I ordered this last month, but it came in April. This is Wonder Woman by Gail Simone Omnibus. I love Gail Simone, she's a great writer. I know a lot of her stuff isn't loved by all, and I don't love everything she's done, but on the whole I do like what she's done. I haven't checked out her Wonder Woman run though, and surprisingly I don't have a lot of Wonder Woman hardcovers, so I thought this would be a great addition, and I'm happy to have this one. This one might be familiar to a few of you, but next up is the Dreadstar Omnibus Collection. I know nothing about this except for that it should have been $300 and Amazon Germany was selling it for €30, which is a great discount. That's like a tenth of the price of what it should be. In terms of presentation, this looks great. I saw that Near Mint Condition's already done an overview of it. I've got a second one, so Gem Mint, if by any chance you're watching this and you want that for your collection, hit me up mate and it's yours. Oh, I've got the power now, because after that I got the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe Complete Omnibus Collection. What a beautiful book this is. I cannot wait to read this. Now, tell a lie, I wasn't a watcher of He-Man growing up, but I've heard great things about this omnibus. Again, a Polish guy asked me if I wanted it for a great price, and I did. But it's definitely a heavy one that can be thrown at people if they try and break into your house. From one of my favourite eBay sellers, I got Batman the White Knight Deluxe Edition hardcover. I've heard a lot of things about Batman White Knight. I don't read comics in single issues because I just prefer to read a complete run, so I am looking forward to cracking open this one and seeing what it's all about. I've seen a lot of the interior art and it is great. I'm glad they brought it out into a nice little deluxe hardcover, so it is oversized and it's a good addition to my collection. Now, this was a whale for a while. This is the Umbrella Academy Library Edition, but the slip-cased one as well. I'm going to crack this open for you because a lot of people at the time when it came out, they were asking what's the difference between this and the standard edition library cover. You get a little bit of a difference in the back cover because obviously there doesn't need to be a blurb here. Pretty much the same cover as what's on the original, but this book itself is pretty much the same as what you get in the standard library edition. It's this one that you're really buying it for, along with the slipcase. I love a slipcase, so if you put anything in it, I'm probably going to buy it. But you get this nice little addition, it's leather, and it comes with a art print that I do actually quite like. I'm not going to frame it or anything, but it's a nice addition to have. And if you're a fan of Gerard Way or the Umbrella Academy, this is the best format to get it in, and they are actually doing volumes 2 and 3 in this version as well. So if you want this, pick it up. It was an absolute whale for a while, so I'm glad this is back in print and I managed to snag one. I got that from Books Etc, but I am going to leave an Amazon link below of all the books that I've mentioned in this, whether they're in print or not. Now, this is a weird one, and again, brought it from the same Polish guy in that group, but this is the Oz Omnibus. Now, this is a weird one for me. I love The Wizard of Oz, and I've said for a while that if I could get any director to make a certain film again, it'd be Guillermo del Toro, and I'd get him to redirect The Wizard of Oz, because could you just imagine, with his mind and his level of creativity, what he would do with this property? I've never actually dipped into the original Wizard of Oz stories, so having this in my collection is a great addition. It's weird that it's out of print and a bit of a whale, but it's really cheap when you find it. Like, if you're looking on Amazon and eBay prices, it is roughly around double what cover price should have been, I believe. But I got this for a great deal, and I've seen quite a few great deals on this. I'd recommend getting it sooner rather than later because I don't think there'll be a reprint of this when it does eventually start climbing up in price. Again, something that I got because I saw that it was going out of print. This is the Seven Sons by Grant Morrison Omnibus. I managed to get the last one on Amazon.co.uk. I'm not sure if any of the other Amazons do have it, but like I said, I'll leave a link below. I know he can be quite polarising. I've got his Batman omnibuses as well, and like I said, I've got Final Crisis. To me, it looks like this is the Guardians of the Galaxy of the DC Universe. I might be completely wrong, and correct me in the comments if I am. Now, a lot of these are blind buys, but one that was a complete blind buy is Doctor Strange Volume 1 Deluxe Hardcover by Jason Aaron. Again, like I said before, I was getting into that mystical side of the Marvel Universe. I love Jason Aaron and his Wolverine run, and a lot of the other stuff that he's done, particularly his independent runs. So I picked this one up. I know literally nothing about it, don't know if it's good, don't know if it's bad, don't even know what the premise is. Now, my favourite character in the DC Universe is Nightwing, so it should come as no surprise that I finally buckled and got Volume 1 of the New Teen Titans Omnibus, particularly the new editions where the spines all have a character, so they'll all eventually line up. I saw that a Volume 5 was solicited, which got me really excited, and I decided to finally buckle and buy this. I got this for a great deal off eBay, but it is still readily in print. If you want it, you should get it though before Volume 5 comes out, because that's when people will start to get the other volumes. And because I have absolutely no self-control, I got the New Teen Titans Volume 2 Omnibus to go alongside it. I've also got Volumes 3 and 4 on the way, so look forward to that next month. But this one was weird because it's cheaper than all the others when it was out and in print, but then I noticed that it steadily started creeping up in price. I managed to get this from one of my favourite shops in the UK, which is readcomics.co.uk, and I'll leave a link down below for you there. They do a loyalty scheme, so if you're in the UK, it is one of the best comic companies to go for, and they also have like all your direct market variant dust jackets for the omnibuses that come out, which for the War of the Realms omnibus I am tempted to get. So I'm really glad that they had this in, but it is steadily going out of print, so if you want it, get on it. There's nothing worse than when a Volume 2 goes out of print and you've already got Volume 1. Primarily because I love his art, I did also pick up Justice League Origin Deluxe Edition hardcover. Now, I didn't get the Absolute Edition because I wasn't sure where they were going. Honestly, I was hoping for an omnibus of Jeff Johns' Justice League run. Now, these last two are the two that I'm happiest about in my collection, and I got them from the same guy. I'm going to talk about this one first, and it is the Strangest in Paradise hardcover omnibus collection. Again, this was a massive whale for years. I remember when it was first printed in like 2007, there was only like 1,000 or so copies of it, and I wasn't really reading independent comics then. I was probably about 12. I just saw that it was a beautiful set and I did really like the look of it, but I didn't know a lot about it. And it is quite funny because the month before I got the hardcover collection of this, I happened to get the paperback collection because I saw it in Forbidden Planet in Manchester. They had it for cover price, it was about 100 quid, but as soon as I saw the hardcover collection came up, it was for a great price and I did just have to buckle and buy it. Now, this last one I am super excited about. It may not be the biggest whale for a lot of you, but it is for me, and that is the Thor by J. Michael Straczynski Omnibus. Oh, me and this book go way back. I'm not going to get into the full story here, but eventually I might tell it you because I have a long history with this book, which is why it was personally one of my biggest whales for a while. Every time it kept coming up for a great price, I missed it by the skin of my teeth, so I am so happy that I've got this. I've got most of the Thor omnibuses now except for the Silver Age ones, and it's going to look great when we eventually get a Jason Aaron omnibus to go after it, but I'm really happy that I got this in my collection. It is one of the books that I've wanted for so long, and I've had this in my collection a total of 3 times. So those are all my books, and if you're watching till now, thank you for checking it out. Please follow me on Instagram so you can keep up to date with this channel and my other channel, which I'm going to leave a link down below. For my next video, I'm going to take a look at the Batman by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale omnibus, and I'm going to discuss which is the best story in that, rather than just doing a standard review. So if you want to check that out, please click subscribe or follow me on any of the links that I've got below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you didn't like this video, why did you get this far? Like I said, this is the first video on this channel, so you can get on the ground floor of this, as hopefully I'm going to take this a little bit further. Once this channel hits 100 subscribers, I am going to do a tour of my comic room. But thanks for watching and stay safe, all you mad dogs.